Alright, so I have been spending the last few days testing my strategy because even though it's super popular, people are having a problem winning with it. So I want you to know that if you're out there and you were trying it and you kept dying on wave 36, I have a solution that 100% works. Well, it's not so much a solution as a series of tips and tricks to help you better utilize the strategy so that you can get to the final wave. Because over the past few days, I've used this strategy, I want to say at least 10 times, and we have won 9 of those times. And the one time that we didn't win was the time that showed me what we were doing wrong and allowed me to figure out how to fix it so that I could make this video and let y'all know what you were doing wrong. Go ahead and do me a personal favor and smash that like button real quick. And while you're at it, if you got the time, go ahead and hit subscribe. That call to action goes out to Bullet Warning. What's up, buddy? All right, now as I was testing this strat this morning and kind of getting ready for this content, I recorded certain parts of my game so I could be very clear and specific as far as telling you what to do and where to place the towers, because the number one thing that I think is causing people to fail with this strategy is their minigunner placement. Now, that is not your fault, that is my fault. I made the original video in a hurry and I wasn't real clear on exactly why we won or what would cause us to lose, and I think it was just kind of luck that we happened to build a massive minigunner army up here at the front, because that seemed to be the one thing that made us lose, is if we focused on putting our minigunners back here in the back. I know it's kind of hard to see because it's black and white, but this area over here on the left is the front of the map. You can see the enemies coming out right there, which makes this bottom right hand corner of the map. Actually, it probably goes down behind my camera. Yeah, so it's like right here. This is the back part of the path. So this whole back area back here is where we were originally putting our minigunners, and like right from the very beginning, we started placing minis there, and that was the big oof up. Because with this strategy right now, we have 3 people using golden minigunner. You can actually do it with just 2. It's gonna be tougher, but it does work. We have tested that. The way I see this pizza party map existing in TDS is that it's gonna be there forever. The same way that Badlands 2 and Polluted Wastelands 2 are gonna be there forever. We're now gonna have this really interesting map in the game forever. So I wanted to create a strategy that could be used forever. Now, Charrky did create a version 2 of this strat that I have also used personally myself when helping members of the Cat Gang win, but it does use the Sledger, which I guess isn't that big of a deal. Here I am on the Roblox page looking at the badges for the different events that gave out towers recently, and you can see that only 135,000 people beat the solar eclipse event, including people that actually bought the tower at that time. There's probably like, I don't know, not a lot of people, 150,000 people in the world that have the executioner tower. So I really don't want to use a tower like that for my strat. Now, coming back over here and looking at the toxic gunner, I mean, nobody uses toxic gunner anymore, so it doesn't really matter, but you can see the same kind of thing happen there, where you've only got 165,000 people beating that event to get that tower. But then we have the Frost Invasion event, which was in the game forever, was not super difficult to beat, and we had 650,000 people beat that event. So way more people have the Sledger. It's much more likely that you're gonna have it, or your friend is gonna have it, or you can find some random that has it to help you. And I can say from having used both version 1 and version 2 of the Simple Soul strategy that at least up until the final wave, using the Sledger makes it much easier. But of course, you're not always gonna be able to find somebody with Sledger, and you're not going to be able to get Sledger because it's an event tower. So I wanted to have a strategy that is really emphasizing towers, even if they're special towers like the golden towers, emphasizing towers that you can get at any time in this game. And the golden towers have been in the game forever. With this strategy, it's going to be a little more difficult than other strategies that might use special event towers, but it's going to work forever, or at least until the devs buff this map. So if it's like a year or 2 down the road and you're brand new to tower defense sim and you are wanting to beat Pizza Party and get the Lost Souls badge, then Charrky's strat should still work. Even though it uses golden towers, that's not a problem. And one last note about using event towers, the way I see the game progressing over time is that they're going to continue to develop it and evolve it, and us as the player base is also going to continue to develop and grow and change. And even though there were about 650,000 people that got the Sledger tower, you have to realize that over time, those people are going to stop playing the game. So it's going to continue to get more difficult and more difficult to find someone with these special towers as everybody grows up and goes to high school and finishes high school and goes to college and gets on with their life. I mean, even I'm not going to be playing Roblox forever. So that is the reason I am so intent on keeping this focused on just the golden towers and letting you know how to win with those, because you're always going to be able to grind for them. All right, now having said that, going back and looking at this placement map here, this is wave 25, and I really just wanted to let y'all know know, when you start placing your golden towers, I think it's player 4 that places it first. I did primarily player 4 and player 1, but here's my advice. You see this minigunner right here? Make that the first minigunner. Put it just right on this left edge of the first ace pilot. That will allow you to have enough room to its right that you can place another one pretty close to it. And then you'll be able to place at least one more in this area here. I think this might be a little close to the DJ to be able to place another one. But what we're trying to do here is maximize this minigunner area. We want to get as many golden minis in this area as possible. That's what you want to start with and focus on. Get golden minis right here. And then once this entire area is filled up, then you're going to start placing in this back area. Now, I do want to remind you real quick that this strat does use the medic, and you do put 2 medics back here right where my mouse is right now. So try to keep that area open. But you're going to see here that as I continue to add towers to this game, I'm really trying to focus on putting them within the range of the DJ because it just gives them an insane attack area. I'm going to try to skip through the video here and show you. I think I recorded basically all the minigunners. So you can see that I'm saying to my teammates that the medics are going to go back here, but yeah, we want to basically get minigunners all the way to this edge because the max level DJ is over here kind of at the top right, and her range is going to reach all the way down here, and that's all you need is for them to be getting that range buff and the price decrease. Those are both really going to help. And giving the minigunners that much attacking time seems to be the difference between winning or losing on wave 36. Now, if you are doing this strat where only 2 people have golden mini, instead of 3, then you can have a few of these in here that aren't golden, but you're going to want the players with the golden minis to really focus them in this area. 18 golden minis in just this area right here. All right, here's the next video I recorded. I think what I was trying to show you here was, again, just the overall look of the minigunner army because that's going to be so crucial. And the reason I keep going over that again and again and again is because if anybody's going to find any use from this video, it'll be the players that were not able to beat the map based on my other video. So I just want to be real specific here. And this is something I've never done. I've never gone back over a strategy where people were kind of struggling with it. That's how much I care about you as a member of the cat game. But what I'm trying to show here is that once this front area is full, you can see that they even wrap them around this kind of play area. You're going to do all of that before you start placing them on the back. But then when you do start placing them in the back area, this is where you want to put them. You want to hug this path because eventually when you get to this back area where the wall is, that's outside the range of the DJ. The crucial buff that really makes a difference is the DJ range buff so they can attack for so much longer. All right, now here is wave 36. I wanted to show y'all what it looks like whenever this strategy is successful. This is, in my opinion, not RNG because they always die in the exact same spot. So you're gonna see here that we've got some of the minigunners coming through, and then we got the commander is still alive there in the middle. Let me try and see. I'm trying to place and upgrade towers, but yeah, there's a commander at the front, and then there's like a summoner necromancer boss in here somewhere, and that's usually the last one to die, or one of the last ones to die. But what I'm really focusing on here, oh man, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Let me just show you how this wave ends first. So we're still thinking about minigunner placement. Look, so all the minigunners right here, this is the back area. These are all being affected by the DJ range buff, so they've been able to attack for a long time. But you're gonna see how the last few evil minigunners start to die here, and then we have this like necromancer boss. I go and look at it. Hopefully, am I gonna see how much health it has left? Yep, necromancer boss almost dead. And then last shotgunner, even though it's at full health, when we start attacking it, it just gets melted because so many minigunners are able to attack it at the same time. So if you are using this strat and the enemies are dying right here, that's exactly where they're supposed to be dying. That's perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. I think I've made my point about how important the minigunner placement is, especially the golden minigunner placement. There are 2 other things that I think y'all could be doing that are causing you to lose this match. Now I can put myself back on the screen and I can be supersized because I'm done showing you stuff. Okay, the other 2 things that I want to talk to y'all about that are causing you to lose this match are 1, not chaining commander call to arms consistently. If you are player 4, you have got to be doing that as much as possible. This means that you can miss like maybe a second between the commander call to arms abilities turning off and then you using the next one. That's not that big of a deal if you miss like a second or 2, but if you're not really paying attention and you miss 5 or 10 seconds on wave 36 of commander call to arms boosting, you're gonna lose because of that, and it's not the strat's fault. The strategy was written in a specific way for you to do certain things at certain times, and you've got to follow that. So that's the big point. Besides golden mini placement, you have to to be using call to arms as much as possible. And the third big thing that you need to be doing, what did I say, 2 or 3? I think I'm on the third point, but it's the second of the things besides the mini placement. The third big thing that you've got to be doing, especially if you're player 4 on wave 36, is spending all of your dumb monies. If you have money to place a minigunner, you have to place it right away. If you have the money to upgrade a minigunner, you've got to upgrade it right away. If you're sitting around watching the enemies come at you because, oh, it's so interesting and I've never been to wave 36 before, and you're racking up a bunch of money in your bank, like $10, $20, or $30,000 in there, you're gonna lose. You have got to spend that money on towers to do damage so that you don't lose. That's it. It's just that simple. Now, I found this really difficult as player 4 because I was trying to chain the call to arms ability, but also place and upgrade my golden minis as fast as possible. To be really specific, at the beginning of wave 36, I sold 4 farms and tried to place 4 more max level minigunners. I think I got all 4 of them down and max before the wave ended, but I had to focus on both using that commander ability as soon as it ended, but also placing and upgrading my towers as soon as I had the money. This is all very specific, but as long as you do those things, you're gonna win. And that's pretty much all the tips and tricks I have to give y'all to use this strategy to get the Lost Souls badge. I really worked hard to figure out why so many people were struggling with this strategy, and that was the number one thing I came up with. So if you've been struggling with it, go ahead, give it a shot. Let me know down in the comments how well you did, because I need to know if people are still having problems. Maybe I can better explain something for you. And let me know if there's any other advice you need about life in general. And on that note, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and smash that like button with your forehead, hit the subscribe button with your big toe, and turn on notifications however you can so you don't miss any of my amazing upcoming videos. And I will see y'all next time. Take care, be safe, and never forget what I always say: peace!